What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Broke Man Finance. As always, I'm one of the co-hosts, Andrew, and today's video is about the stimulus check update and some recent presidential executive orders that was issued over this weekend and how it impacts the economy, how it impacts the stimulus check, and just overall how it impacts us as citizens and investors. So on Saturday, President Trump signed 4 main executive orders that was directed towards economic relief. We saw this action because Congress failed to reach a bipartisan agreement to issue another round of stimulus checks. Now, this video isn't a political video, nor is it really in depth. Again, it's just a brief overview or a recap of what happened this weekend and how it impacts us money-wise or economy-wise. So the first thing President Trump did as far as executive order was sign an order extending the federal unemployment benefits. Now, this is one of a hot topic that was being discussed on Republicans and Democrats, and ultimately, as mentioned before, they failed to reach an agreement to put forth a bipartisan bill. So before all this happened, the federal unemployment benefits expired at the end of July. President Trump gave this executive order extending the benefits. However, it dropped from $600 to $400 a week. Keep in mind, this is in addition to whatever the state may offer the citizens as unemployment. For instance, if you live in Virginia or California, the state unemployment benefits may be vastly different. The second order he signed was basically extending the federal guidelines on preventing evictions from landlords. As we all know, COVID-19 layoffs, lack of income, whatever the case may be, this basically gives a tenant protections from evictions from landlords in the event they cannot pay their rent or they cannot pay all of their rent. This was originally signed into law in part of the CARES Act earlier in the summer, and again with the whole bipartisan thing not happening, this is just an extension of that. This could have a huge impact on us, really citizens, investors alike, regardless of what your involvement is with economics moving in 2021. If there isn't some type of government assistance that helps get these people caught up on their back rent, get caught up with the landlords, or if the economy doesn't recover, wages doesn't continue to go up, people don't go back to work, we're going to see a potential for mass evictions. We break it down like this. If renters can't pay their landlords, and landlords have a mortgage on that house, and the landlords can't pay the mortgage companies or the banks, then the banks are going to take a hit, their earnings are going to drop, dividends are going to get cut, stock prices are going to plummet down. It's going to be 2008, 2009 all over again with the housing or the mortgage collapse. Third order he signed was deferring federal student loan debt repayment. If you have any type of federal student loan debt, this is a great news for you because basically he's saying you don't have to worry about paying any of your payments until the end of the year. Again, this is probably something that's going to be addressed with a bipartisan bill later on in the year. But for those that do have to pay monthly payments on their federal student loan, this is give you some breathing room going into 2021. And the fourth thing he signed for economic relief is basically issuing a payroll tax holiday. Now, a payroll tax holiday is pretty much an interest-free loan that's going to have to be repaid at some point in the near future. So in this executive order, basically, if you make $4,000 or less bi-weekly, you won't have the payroll tax withdrawn out of your check automatically. So for someone that makes $15 an hour and works 40 hours a week, you're going to see a roughly around $46 more on your paycheck. Or if you apply that to a monthly scale, around $185 more a month you'll see on your paycheck. Now, as always on videos like these, we can do hours and hours of videos or discussion on how this affects the economy, the good, the bad, the ugly, second and third order effects of executive orders like these. Now, I'll personally go ahead and say I do think there's going to be another stimulus check sometime this year. To what extent or how much, that I cannot answer the question to. Keep in mind, as we all know, this is an election year and this is a huge political discussion or topic for both sides of the aisle to really come to an agreement. One, to first of all help American citizens and help get this economy back on track. But two, it's in their political interest to have some type of compromise with both sides and get this piece of legislation or this bill passed that helps them as they go into the elections. Now, the downside to this is executive orders like these or any type of order that basically limits the amount of money the government's taking in without addressing the expenses of the government is going to hurt or add to the national deficit. But as investors, when we see executive orders such as these, or we see bills that are enacted that pushes economic relief, the stock market does like this. It's a very optimistic times for the stock market. So you're, as an investor such as I, whether it's options trading, day trading, or you buying a stock and selling a week later, you have to capitalize on those small gains when they come. As always, guys, thanks for watching Broke Man Finance. I hope this video, again, was a brief update to you as far as the stimulus check updates and what the president was doing for his executive order since Congress failed to reach an agreement. And as more information comes out, we'll try to do an updated video for you.